Hi, I'm Lexi and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, hello everyone. Today's video is like a get ready with me where I'm just gonna like get ready to go to work and just like have a chit chat. It is like 3:30 in the afternoon. Tonight I am working a graveyard shift and I'm getting ready to go in. And it's the summer here, but I've mentioned many times my work is cold, so I'm trying to pick out an outfit to wear that will be both comfortable to sit in for like 10 hours and also pretty warm. So a lot of times I like to pick out my makeup before I put on my clothes, like not do my makeup, but figure out what I'm gonna wear. And I already know that I'm just like testing out a bunch of like techniques for my wedding makeup because I'm going to be doing my makeup myself. And I know that I want to try to use this Serum blush. It's like a kind of like a dewy, serum-y consistency. And I'm going to be trying, and that's the color that I have in that is this dark kind of purpley color. And I'm going to be using that, and then I want to try some shimmer eyeshadows, so it's going to be kind of like a very kind of colorful makeup look. So I think I'm going to go with like pretty plain colors that I'm wearing today. So in terms of what's comfortable, I think I want to wear something really stretchy, maybe this. So I think I'm gonna wear this. This is like a stretchy skirt. And it's got this panel at the top that the seam isn't at the top. The seam is here, and then the fabric just goes up and folds down. And it's super comfortable on the stomach. And I find that like when I'm at work and I'm sitting in an office chair for like 10 hours, and even though I like get up and walk around, I'm not like sitting for 10 hours straight. I find that something with like a tight waistband, like my disco pants or just like any sort of stiff jean, anything that has like a tighter waistband really starts to hurt my stomach after a while. So this is super stretchy and comfortable, but I'm going to be cold, so I'm going to put it with a pair of black opaque tights. And let me go grab a couple shirt options. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is, I love this shirt a lot. I got it at a thrift store. It's like, you know, Seattle baseball team before they changed the logos. And I'm going to wear that as an undershirt. I wear this all the time. And I think I'm going to wear this sweater that also I got at a thrift store. It's inside out, of course. Just like a cheap sweater from Forever 21 that I got for like a few dollars at a thrift store. I think I'm just going to wear that because it's super comfy. That'll keep me warm, so I'll be comfortable and warm. The tights that I'm going to wear actually have a similar waistband to the skirt, where it's like not tight at the top band. So I got these, and see how it's like this kind of like this control top, but instead of being like a folded over edge where it's extra tight, it's just like a freely cut edge, and the seam where they actually sew it is several inches down. It's very similar to the skirt, so that'll be really comfy. And I guess now I can get started with my makeup, even though I'm not like a makeup channel. Or actually, let me do my hair. So you guys know that like I've been curling my hair a lot. I mentioned, you know, I had to take a couple months off from filming videos, unfortunately. But before that, a lot of my videos I had curly hair, and I talked a lot about how I was spending a lot of time putting them in curlers. My goal is still to get a perm after my wedding, but I just do not have the time right now to be putting my hair in curlers. So I've just been sort of working with what I have, you know. I've got straight hair, and it's fine. It's fine. I am one of those people who doesn't like to wash my hair too often. I find that it gets really, really frizzy, and then I have to layer in a bunch of products to counteract that. And I'd rather just sort of keep my hair more natural. I kind of like mess with my hair a lot. I'm kind of a fidgety person, so I feel like it feels better to me running my hands through it if it doesn't have a lot of products on it. So because I only wash it like once a week, I do have to use dry shampoo, and I've gone through a lot of different dry shampoos, mostly because I don't know about you guys, but like dry shampoo is like expensive, but I always seem to be able to like pick up the sample size bottle somewhere. So usually I've got like, you know, like a Mica or a Moroccan oil. I think for a long time those were being given out like quite readily in like beauty boxes and like at Sephora, you could use your points to get them. So I was doing a lot of that. I don't know. This one's pretty good though. It leaves a little bit of a white cast. I have to look in my mirror right here. It leaves a little bit of a white cast, but not too bad. Nothing I can't like brush out. So that's, yeah, it's got a little bit of white near my, that'll dissipate soon though. I feel like I probably need to use a little more. It's a little bit greasy, but oh well, it's good enough. I'm like literally just going to work. I'll probably wash it tomorrow. Tonight is a last day in a series of 9 days in a row of work. So, and then after that, I've got 3 days off. So tomorrow, when I get off work in the morning, I'll probably come home and shower at like 7 a.m. So, today, turn on the light there. And my mirror is like double-sided. So I put this origami paper on it. I don't know. So I guess we can talk about some stuff. I don't want to get to like, this is the product I use because I don't know. I feel like, oh, I love watching beauty YouTube. I love watching people do their makeup, but it can be triggering to make me want to buy things that I don't need. So by people being like, this product is amazing. So I'm not going to try to do that. I'm just going to start doing it. And I may mention like the type of product I'm going to use, but I don't want to get too like, you know what I mean. So the technique that I want to try to use today, I love the effect of primer, but I don't like foundation. I like the natural texture of my skin showing through. It's not perfect. I've got spots, but that's okay. I like the look of natural skin. I do have like freckles. I don't know how much they show. I'm still working on my lighting. This probably like washes me out, but I like the look of my natural like skin texture, but I do love the way primer can just make it look a little mattified. So I'm trying to, get it, but then it's like tacky and it makes powders stick to it weird. So today I'm going to be using a method where I put on like primer, a couple different primers, samples, deluxe sample sizes. I'm trying to, you know, figure that out. I did have a primer that I was using pretty consistently, but I've been wanting to go with something a little bit more glowy. So I'm going to be trying to a couple different primers and then putting a setting powder, also deluxe sample size, a setting powder on top and see how that works. I don't know. And then a serum blush. So I think maybe I'm going to try one side with the blush and then the powder on top of the serum blush, and then the other side with the powder and then the serum blush on top of powder. It's going to be crazy. If my cheeks look different, I don't care. My coworkers have known me for like 10 years. And when I go into night shifts, there's literally like 2 other people there. So like, it doesn't really matter, but I like putting on makeup for me. Okay. So I want to talk today about advent calendars, which is kind of nuts because it's July, right? You're like, girl, Christmas is really far away. Are you one of those Christmas people? And you know what I mean. But the reality is that advent calendar time is right now. So if you don't follow like advent calendar releases, a lot of the brands are already releasing them like now. I think I was on this like blog of this lady who follows them, and QVC just announced theirs, and people get like really, really into them. I am, you know, I'm all about trying not to buy a bunch of crap I don't need. Hence why I tend to like have deluxe sample sizes, because in reality, I don't do enough makeup that I'm going to go through everything. And advent calendars can be really intense. It can be like a lot of products, and a lot of them you might not need, you know? So, but in the past, I've done like a thing where I make my own advent calendar with makeup that I already own. And that idea comes from the YouTuber Hannah Louise Poston, who's like really awesome and into like mindful consumption as well. That's like where I got the idea. So I did that. I had my fiance put a bunch of my random makeup in bags, and then we like unwrapped it like every day. And then I was like, I have to wear that makeup today. But that was actually not very fun. I don't know why. I thought it would be fun. I've seen people do it online. They were like, oh, it's so amazing. I forgot all about this blue eyeliner and I'm going to wear it today. But my makeup collection is pretty edited. So I don't know. I just didn't like, it wasn't fun. Oh, I totally forgot to change into my clothes. I'm going to go change. Okay, I'm back. Anyway, so that was not fun for me. I also have done the last couple years this thing where I have a friend exchange advent calendars with me, and it's all stuff from our house that we just want to get rid of, but is still like nice, something that you would like, you take it to Goodwill, but you're like, oh, this is perfectly good, but like, I'm afraid it'll get thrown away. So some things like a really nice candle that you bought and you never ended up burning, or like a really nice deluxe makeup sample that you got and you never used, or just things like that, like a nice chopping knife from the kitchen that never gets used, but is really nice. You just have like 5 knives and it never gets used or rarely gets used. Things like that. That was actually really fun. And then, you know, the idea was like, listen, if you don't want it, donate it to Goodwill. But it's just fun for us to have something that will open every day, like an advent calendar. We're not buying anything new. And then maybe our things will get an actual like good home. I always try to place my things with actual people rather than just donating them, because they have a lot higher chance of being used instead of just ending up in a landfill. But that was really fun for me. But this year I decided that I want to do an advent calendar. So I know for sure I want to get a tea advent calendar. And like I said, it's kind of crazy that I'm talking about this now, but seriously, you have to like, a lot of these are really popular and you have to pre-order them in like September, which is like 6 weeks away, and it's like August 2nd right now. So it's 6 weeks away, and you have to pre-order them then because they're so popular. They've gotten really popular and they've blown up. And that's wild to me. Like, I had never really thought about them. And then you go on YouTube and some of these unboxings have millions of views, which is, I mean, I don't know. There's 2 camps. There's the, I know what's in this box. I looked and saw what was in the box and I'm going to get it because I really want it. All these things, and it's a good price. And then there's the camp of like, I want to be surprised. I'm the type that wants to be surprised. But like, if you end up hating it, the brand can be like, well, we said on our website what was in it. You can't be mad. You paid $40 for this Sephora advent calendar. You knew that like it was just a bunch of hair ties, which was like some drama from past years. Don't ever get the Sephora advent calendar, by the way, from what I've heard. So there's that side of it. I want to be surprised, but at the same time, like, I don't want to buy something, like waste my money on something crappy. And I don't know. I just really think it would be fun to do this year. In particular, there's one from Yes Style that I have my eye on. And now I am a huge, oh, that's really intense. I am a huge aficionado of Korean beauty. And I honestly think that I've watched an unboxing video of like last year's and the year before, and they do a really good job of making the product super universal. So I really do think that I would use it up either myself, or if there were things particularly for acneic skin, my fiance could use those because this is looking really intense in the camera. It's like the way it's really, but in real life, it's not, it's super subtle. I think the lights are really bright and kind of catching it. I like that. I've been trying to put my blush on lower because I watched an Edwardian makeup tutorial and that's where they used to wear their blush. I'm kind of like into it right now. I don't know. I watched my disco pants video and I was like, shocked by I was like, oh my God, my makeup looks so good in that video. And I didn't even remember what I did. I had to look in the description to be like, oh, I wore this blush. And I was like trying to remember how I did it. And I think at the time I was trying to like almost do a little bit of almost like a contour type of thing, but with blush, because I was going for a 70s look. And I know that they used to do a lot of like blush draping, a lot of almost like contouring with blush. So that's what I was trying to do. And that's what I'm trying to recreate today because I really like that look. Anyway, so I'm thinking of getting this advent calendar, but it's kind of nuts, you guys. I mean, the Yes Style one is infamous for being full-size products, but if you watch an advent calendar unboxing, most of these boxes are just these deluxe sample sizes. And then the brand says, well, this has a $300 value because they themselves have decided that, well, the full size is worth $30. So we're going to say this thing that's a quarter of the size is worth 15 or 20. And they put the value on it. And then they say in the box, like, well, if you pay $100, it's $300 of the value, but they're the ones who like arbitrarily assign that value. And considering that it's so easy to get online coupons these days, I feel like I never make a purchase anymore that's not at least 10% off with like a welcome code and a new email address. So I feel like not only is it not worth 20, but any item is worth like 10% less than what they're saying at the very least. And now this goes for big brands. I don't try to like cheap out and get coupons for like independent small brands, small sellers on Etsy, things like that. But you know, like Sephora and all those other places, you can almost always find a code. So especially if you buy from the makeup brand themselves, like if you go to NARS or you go to charlottetilbury.com instead of buying it on Sephora. But anyway, so almost all of the Western advent calendars I have seen for beauty, it's just a bunch of trial size. And also, I don't really like Western skin products. I find that they are too strong. I have sensitive skin. They all want to be like this super strong thing with acid, and they're all very medical. Whereas all the Korean skincare I found is a lot more universally adaptable. Like, it seems like at worst, it won't make your skin look as nice, but it's not going to make you react. Where right before I started my no-buy year in 2020, in the fall of 2019, I bought like a bunch of like beauty boxes, like one-offs. I didn't subscribe. Oh, I've got like dry skin on my nose. One-offs, you know, you can get them for cheap on Sephora. You can buy their like monthly play box or whatever, like months after it's come out. So I bought them, and then had all these like samples while I was working through them on my no-buy year, and a lot of them made my skin react really badly. So that kind of scares me about these Western beauty boxes, and they're just not appealing. I see them and I'm like, cool, MAC has one, and I think the value is there, but do I want like 7 lipsticks? I already have a whole drawer of lipstick. I would rather do one that was a little more skincare focused, and I really like the Korean skincare because I think it's like more gentle and more interesting, and they also aren't afraid to like play. They have more like fun, unique type of things that are like cute packaging. I don't know, but just fun things. And I've looked at past years, and I'm like, I'd use that, I'd use that, I'd use that, I'd at least try that. My fiance could use that. And I feel like confident that I could use or appreciate or find a home for everything in the box. So I think I'm going to do a Yes Style one this year. But you guys, these things release like tickets to an amazing concert. They drop on like Wednesdays at midnight. I have to set my alarm for it. They sell out within a minute. The website often crashes, and this is like October 6th. So there are already going to be people out there. I think you can maybe even pre-order in early September. These videos of unboxings will start coming out before the release date. So end of September, early October. It's kind of insane, and it's incredibly crazy and hyper consumerist. And like I said, this is why in the past I've like not wanted to do these things, but I really, how do I put this? You know, I'm getting married this year, and I've been making a lot of sacrifices. Oh my God, that looks crazy on camera, but in real life, it is not that crazy. Been making a lot of sacrifices and working a ton of extra hours, like working 9 days in a row, just to have money for the wedding, but also because, you know, with what's happening in the world, there's not a ton of stuff going on, and I just want this like one treat for myself. So I think the boxes are, previous years they've been like 140, 150, 160. I think I'm going to do it, but only for the Yes Style one. I'm not going to get, because I feel like that one has the most chance of being something I will use. See, now that looks really nice in person, and in camera it looks really harsh. Usually it's the opposite, guys. Usually I put blush on, and then I look at myself in the video and I look washed out, and then I have to put more blush on. Something about the way it's serum-y, like when you look at the skin directly straight on, it doesn't look like it has anything on it, and then when you look at it at an angle, the way the light hits it, it looks like it. But I'm kind of into it today. So this was the side where I put it on top of the powder. This was the side where I put the powder on top of it. I'm going to see how it wears today. So what do you guys think about advent calendars? Do you think they're a waste of money? Would you guys get them? Am I silly for thinking about this so early? But I'm telling you guys, they're already starting to get advertisements coming out, and they like you have to buy them early. You have to like reserve them months ahead of time, which is insane to me. But it also belies the idea that a lot of people have that it's excess stock that didn't sell. In some ways, yes, but if they're planning them in like June, July, then that's clearly not just like stuff that didn't sell from like recently at the very least. And so if it's stuff that didn't sell, you'd think that if they're planning it that far ahead of time, it would be like expired by December. So I don't know that it's stuff that doesn't sell. Anyway, I really want one. And I've resisted literally for the last 3 years by doing these like DIY, trade secondhand stuff with friends, etc., etc. And I've resisted for years. So I'm going to get this one box this year. I'm going to like try my hardest to do it. I'm going to jump through the hoops. I'm going to set my alarm, which is kind of gross, you guys. It's not gross. It's fun. I'm going to do it. But on the other hand, I think about like, this is what we've come to, where like we set our alarms for the privilege of being able to buy like a box full of skincare items that we don't even know what they are. It's, half of me is like that person who is just seeing this and commenting on it, and the other half of the other half of me is like the person that's like into it and really wants the thing. So I don't know. But I think a tea one would be really nice this year too. I don't like coffee, and I drink tea every morning to wake up, like for the caffeine. And so I drink tea every day. And my favorite brand of tea is a British brand called PG Tips. And they have one, and it's not that much money. I think it's like £10, £10. I think I would enjoy that. I don't know. I've got my magnetic palette here with this, I think I'm gonna use this blue. The only other time I've done a get ready with me, I think I did pink, but you guys, I don't wear makeup like that every day. Most days I do something. I just got this as a sample. I normally don't use the Bobbi Brown. I normally just use whatever. It's just like a really shimmery, something like this, where it's just like, I don't even know if you got shimmery on the lid. I've also got a silver one, and then I put on mascara, and oh yeah, I totally forgot. I powdered, and I was supposed to put concealer on first. Look, I only put concealer on right here because I'm trying to put as little makeup as possible right here, because then when I smile, when I don't have a lot of powder on there, it just like it looks fine, but when I do, it looks like really crinkly and dry. So I'm trying not to put powder, not to put concealer anywhere but like right at the worst of my inner circles. This concealer is actually too peach for me, but because it's my inner eye circles, it actually kind of works almost like a color corrector. So I have like a olive undertone for my skin, so foundation never matches, which is one of the reasons I'm trying to figure out methods for my skin looking really nice and flawless on my wedding without having to use a bunch of foundation. Okay, what was I gonna do? Oh, I was gonna put this blue on. But definitely my favorite advent calendar was the ones I traded with my friends, and it was just really nice and personal, and it's also friends that I haven't seen in a long time. Shout out to my friend Asia, who lives in Utah, who I don't think I've seen her in like 3 years or something, and that was really fun. It was like a wonderful way to connect. Her and I do talk on the phone a lot. She's my only friend that I talk on the phone to, because we started doing it prior to like really like texting, or you know, we were college roommates back in like 2005 and 2004. Gosh, really long time ago. I'm freaking old. And then we were both in the Navy, but we got stationed in different places, so then we would just like talk on the phone. And her and I still do that, but it's harder and harder to find times when we're both available, because I don't know, life, and we're old, and that's what happens. So the advent calendar was a really great way to reconnect. And I know there's a lot of people going through similar things with not being able to see family and friends that they used to see a lot more regularly. So I'd actually really recommend doing that, you guys. It was so wonderful, and it was fun, and we both warned each other. They're like, you might see this and you might be like, that's going directly to Goodwill, but that's kind of the point, you know. It was just to be funny and fun. I think one of the things she gave me was a bunch of packs of like those tissue packs you put in your purse, and I was like, sweet, I need these. And then every time I used tissues for the next like 6 months, I thought of her. It's just, I don't know, it's a nice way to reconnect. I did it then the next year with a friend who lives in town, and it was not as like sweet, I guess you could say, because she was someone that I see regularly, although I hadn't seen her with like the pandemic. We had been doing some video chats and like like we'd go walk in the park or something. So it was nice, but it wasn't like quite as nice to reconnect. I don't know. But that was nice too, and it's funny how different people, the challenge or the idea of it sparks different things in them. I've done it now with 3 different friends, and it's just, I got this like 10 years ago, guys. I know that I got it 10 years ago because the back has a sticker in Japanese, and I lived in Japan from 2010 to 2012, so I've had this a while. But I've got big dents in it, but this is gonna last forever. And this side, it's all swirly, but you mix together, and it makes this like a really nice, cool tone shimmer. I should have put this down on my lids first. This is way too dark. Well, this is lesson learned. Not to forget about, I forget about this because it's so light. Oh no, I forget about this because it is a standalone compact. So I've depotted a lot of my single shadows, but because this is a baked shadow and it's like raised. It's not, it wouldn't fit in my palette, so I did not depot it. This is looking way too dark, so I'm gonna go in with some white shadow. Instead of like wiping some off, I'm just gonna layer it on, guys. But I guess what sparked all of this is because YouTube was like, hey, I think you really want to see some advent calendar unboxings. And I was like, you are not wrong, YouTube. I don't know how, but you knew. That's what I'm into. Now it's recommending a lot, and I'm watching them, and they're all like, this was the worst. Don't get this. This sucks. The only ones I haven't seen that for are the Yes Style ones. So that's what I'm going to get, but they're really, really hard to get. Peak consumerism. So what are we thinking on the blush? You know, in person, it's looking really smooth, but on the camera, I can see a lot of patchiness. And I think that's where it's adhering unevenly to the powder. Although some of this patchiness is just like my skin, but it looks a lot patchier over here. This is a much more seamless application. And see, that's beautiful. Like, that's so natural looking. So that when my head is slightly turned, you can see the color better. And it is almost like a contour, but a contour where it looks like I'm just flushed. Rather this side, I don't know, this side looks a bit more makeup-y to me. So I have to remember that if I can powder on top of this serum blush without it becoming cakey, and it feels pretty good. It feels pretty smooth. It doesn't feel too, I was worried that it would get cakey when I put powder on top of it also, but it's not. So I have like a dent in this that's just like, this is how I always use it, with the same brush, like right there. I just get a little bit and I go right here, and I found that I have never found a shadow I like as much. Like, this shadow is so beautiful, but I only need such a tiny amount that it's lasting me forever. Also, the fact that I'm trying to talk and do my makeup at the same time means that this video is probably going to be me repeating myself a lot and just kind of rambling. Sorry, guys. Also, it should be up, like, I'm filming it the same day I'm trying to post it. So I'm going to go right from filming it to editing it. I really want to do YouTube videos. I'm just at like a conflux in my life right now where I'm very, very busy. And by taking 2 months off, it really, I feel like it ruined my momentum. It's been really hard for me to get back into the swing of filming videos. After doing them for months, I got used to just like, yep, every week I have to make some time to work this in. And then after 2 months of not doing it, I was like, I no longer was in that habit. And it's been hard to, that looks crazy. It's been hard to get back in the habit, but I'm trying really hard, and I'm also working a lot of hours, but I'm really having fun. I do this because this is fun. I've got a very, very small audience, which, like, thank you guys so much for watching. I don't know why you do, because I'm just like a random person who talks a lot out of her ass about things she doesn't know about. But I have just so much fun doing this that I don't know, I want to keep doing it. And I love talking to people. I love getting everyone's opinions. So I have this this duo shade. It's pretty much as like a highlighter, but you guys, it transforms any look that I put it on, except for maybe this one, because I've packed on so many. I've got that white matte, and then I tried to put a shimmer over it. Oh no, see, no, that's working. That's working. See, it gives it like this wonderful iridescent effect. I'm putting it all the way up to my eyebrows, and yes, I'm going to work like this, and I'm going to be there all night long. I'm going to be there, you know, on a graveyard shift with makeup up to my eyebrows. That looks so much better on camera. It's funny, this blush looks worse on camera, or not worse, but more intense on camera, and in real life my eyes are crazy right now, and it looks like not terrible. Not terrible. Okay, and then I'm gonna put some highlighter on, and let's see, I got this brush in a set. I don't know if I really like using a fan brush for highlighter as opposed to just my finger. Honestly, I think people don't need to use as many brushes. Like, I could, you know, in a pinch when you like remember to bring your makeup with you, but then you forget your makeup brushes and you just put it on with your fingers and you're like, oh, that actually wasn't so bad. It worked okay. That's real life. I don't know. So much of this stuff is just designed to get you to buy more things than you need. Ooh, ooh, I'm like, my whole orbital socket is like really glowing. Ooh, ooh, that's a little much. Okay, note to self for my wedding, I don't need to put highlighter all the way around. Not that I'm going to do bright blue eyeshadow for my makeup for the wedding, but I was, you know, I am trying to maybe do something shimmery and special. Ooh, that's fun. Okay, now what's left? Eyeliner? Okay, I have this little like felt tipped eyeliner pen. I'm really bad at eyeliner, guys. In case you haven't noticed from my videos. Oh, my last video with the Aggie clothes, which I'm still loving. They're amazing. My eyeliner was crazy, but it was one of those days where I was like, well, eyeliner's crazy. C'est la vie. I try not to get too worked up about my makeup being bad, because I think that like beauty YouTube has made us think that like people have a lot higher expectations for our makeup than they do. I'm like 36 and I've always been into like fun colored makeup. I was doing my makeup long before, you know, it got really popular, like 5-6 years ago, and I wasn't very good at it. I mean, literally, I was just like smearing it on. I owned 2 makeup brushes and 2 eyeshadow brushes, and I just used, you know, I had the little one that I just used actually for under my eye, and then I had one fluffy one, and I always just used one color at a time, and I owned like blue, silver, and black, and that was it. And you just kind of smeared it on, and it was good enough, and everyone was like, oh, whoa, she has eyeshadow on, it looks nice. The only people that had the super good stuff were like professional makeup artists. And I feel like now we expect ourselves to all be as good at makeup as professional makeup artists. I've always kind of just approached makeup as a fun thing that I do, same as like when I wear fun outfits, but try not to get too wrapped up in, I need this to look beautiful. It's more just a fun expression of my personality, the same way as if I decided to wear a like really fun dress. It means I tend to focus on the color cosmetics. I focus a lot more on like having fun with the color of my eyeshadow or like different types of ways to do my blush, rather than worrying too much about concealer and things. Although I find that the more I watch makeup videos on YouTube and the more I do my makeup, the more I like get sucked down the rabbit hole of thinking I have to cover every blemish and, oh, I need to find a foundation that matches my skin tone. But like, why? Why do I even have to wear foundation? I wish that we lived in a society that didn't idolize perfection. And even when you see a woman that's like no makeup in media, she's wearing makeup. She's got foundation on. She's covering her skin. Why are we so ashamed of like having skin? I don't know. But then again, you know, here I am. I'm practicing my makeup for my wedding because I feel like my natural face isn't good enough to get married to the person who's seen me with no makeup most days. So I don't know. Anyway, so I think that this is my look for today. I think that I am ready. You guys have gotten ready with me. It is really hot. I am really hot, but I'm about to get in my car, turn on the air conditioning in my car, and then go into my work building, which is like the Arctic tundra, and then stay there for like 10 hours. So this is it. This is the look. Oh, I did not put mascara on. I'm using this Ilia sample. It's the only brand that I've mentioned really, but you guys, it is crazy. Oh, it's not a pull off. It's an actual end twist. It's got like a brush. They all have brushes. I don't know how to explain it, but like part of the brush is regular and then there's like one side, it's almost like a comb. Like that's weird. It's weird. I don't know how I feel about this mascara. I need to get a waterproof mascara because I'm going to cry at my wedding. Buy a couple, test them out, and then, I don't know, chop some onions. Chop some onions so that I can see if I'm going to cry. I'm going to put the rest of this on off camera because this is awkward for all of us. Okay, that went really poorly. Note to self, this little comb thing situation is terrible. I tried to do my mascara and the brush just like smeared it all under my eyes. So then I tried to blend it out and then it got just smeared in my makeup brush and just smeared under my eyes. So basically this makeup is not looking great. It might look good on camera. I won't know until I go back and look at the footage, but not looking the best from where I'm sitting. But now I know that I don't like that mascara. That one's not waterproof, But not only do I have to keep searching for a waterproof mascara, I need to not ever use that mascara again. Let me know if you guys know any brands of waterproof mascara I should try. I've heard really good ones about the Clio, C-L-I-O, which is a Korean brand, but I've seen some people like on YouTube trying it out and they have really good things to say, but I never know like if people are being honest or it's just like promotion because they got given the mascara by Yes Style. I gotta like, I use blush as bronzer. I'm gonna warm up my forehead a little bit. I use blush as bronzer because, I don't know, I think it has to do with my olive skin tone. Any bronzer, no matter how cool or neutral or whatever it is, looks really bright orange on me. And on the makeup, olive skin, like makeup Reddit, other people have said the same thing. They said they can't wear bronzer. So I end up using this and I'm almost out of it. So I actually might try to find if someone's selling their like little sample size of it on Poshmark for a few dollars. And have had good luck with things like that in the past. Anyway, I'm all done. This is the face. I'm really liking this blush. This, I don't know guys, this might be the blush. We'll see. We'll see if I like it on the camera for playback, but I think the eyeshadow situation is not working for me today, but oh well. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next week. Bye. Let's go on a date. We'll go for